A YouTube star with millions of subscribers just spent real money on something that has nothing to do with views, nothing to do with clicks, and everything to do with getting better at racing wheel to wheel. Cleetus McFarland just bought his own Pro late model. And if you know anything about how NASCAR careers are actually built, this single decision might matter more than any race he's run so far. Garrett Mitchell, known to millions as Cleetus McFarland, has purchased a Pro late model, the number 33 Rette Jones racing car. He tested it at Tri-County Speedway, spun once, but walked away impressed. He's targeting a late model race at Berlin Raceway in Michigan, plans to run events at his own Freedom Factory track in Florida, and still intends to keep racing ARCA on top of all of it. The bigger picture, he's currently in a 2-year deal with Childress Racing, one of the most respected organizations in NASCAR history, and his next scheduled NASCAR start is the Craftsman Truck Series race at Talladega on October 23. Here's the thing people outside racing don't always understand. Talent behind the wheel and racecraft are two completely different skills. Cleetus has already shown he can be fast. His run at Talladega earlier this year, nearly stealing an ARCA win before finishing second, proved that. But his NASCAR truck debut and his O'Reilly Series debut told a different story. Both outings exposed the gap between raw speed and knowing how to survive in a pack of cars fighting for the same 6 inches of asphalt. That gap is exactly what Pro late model racing is built to close. These cars are notorious training grounds. Dale Earnhardt Jr. himself, along with others in the industry, reportedly pushed Cleetus toward this exact move. When a name like that is in your ear telling you what you need, you listen. For a driver trying to climb the NASCAR ladder while also running a massive YouTube channel and hosting events at his own track, this purchase is a signal. It says he's not just chasing exposure anymore, he's chasing competence. Let's break down why this is a smart, calculated move and where the risk still lives. Strategically, Pro late models are one of the most efficient tools in motorsports for building racecraft. Lower horsepower than ARCA or truck equipment means the car won't punish small mistakes the way a 180-mile-per-hour stock car will. But the grip level, based on Cleetus' own description of the car, is high enough to force a driver into real racing situations, traffic, tight quarters, cars trading paint for position. That's the exact repetition a driver needs and simply cannot manufacture by running a handful of national touring races a year. Financially, this is smart too. Late model racing costs a fraction of what a full ARCA or truck season costs. Cleetus can log dozens of laps in competitive, high-density fields without draining the kind of budget that limits how often he can actually race. Now the risk. Time is the enemy here. Cleetus is trying to juggle ARCA starts, Truck Series races with Childress Racing, YouTube content production, ownership responsibilities at Freedom Factory, and now a late model program on top of it. Every hour spent testing a late model is an hour not spent studying tape, working with his RCR team, or preparing for National Series competition. If this program is managed well, it accelerates his development. If it's mismanaged, it becomes a distraction at exactly the moment RCR needs him focused. There's also a perception risk. Some critics will frame this as another content opportunity rather than a genuine development tool. The difference will show up in results, not in explanations. Expect the reaction to split hard. One side of the fan base, likely the larger side, will see this as exactly what a developing driver should be doing. Getting seat time, getting racecraft, doing the unglamorous work instead of chasing headlines. Traditional short track fans especially will respect a YouTube star willing to grind through late model competition instead of buying his way straight to the top divisions. The other side will be more skeptical. Some longtime NASCAR fans and media members remain unconvinced that a content creator belongs on the same ladder as drivers who spent a decade grinding through short tracks with no camera in sight. Every spin, every rough finish in this new car will be used as ammunition by that crowd. The reality is probably somewhere in the middle, and that tension is exactly what makes the storyline compelling heading into the back half of the season. Best case scenario, Cleetus uses the Pro late model program to genuinely sharpen his instincts in traffic. He shows visible improvement in his next Truck Series start at Talladega. RCR sees measurable progress, and this becomes the turning point people point back to when his NASCAR career takes a real step forward. Worst case scenario, the added program stretches him too thin. Content obligations, ownership duties at Freedom Factory, and a crowded racing schedule pull focus away from his RCR development, and progress in the Truck Series stalls right when patience for his learning curve starts running out. Which version plays out likely depends less on talent and more on discipline, how he manages his time between now and October 23rd. So here's the real question. Is this the move that finally turns Cleetus McFarland from a YouTube racer into a legitimate NASCAR threat, or is he stretching himself across too many lanes at once? Drop your take in the comments. Are you buying into this development plan, or do you think RCR should be worried about the distractions piling up? If you want the real breakdowns on stories like this before anyone else covers them, make sure you subscribe to SportsWire USA. We're just getting started.